Thus says Haya, Behold, I will raise up against Babel and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babel fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble shall be against her round about. Against him that bends, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifts himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her loss. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Kassadim, and they that are thrust through in the streets. For Israel shall not be forsaken, nor Haya of his Elohim of Haya, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the mountain, flee out of the midst of Babel, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Haya's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babel has been a golden cup in Haya's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Let's back that up, because some people don't understand this. We in Jeremiah 51. Pull out your golden shovels and dig on this drop. It's time to see again. It's time to awake again. You have to read. You have to let all that swirl around and, let that energy declare what's real and what's fake. And don't be afraid to detach from the bullshit, from the illusion. This is Body Bag, man. Love to J Stu. This is inspiration straight from J Stu. We keep bringing it to you. We're going to keep bringing it to you. This is our communication. This is our field of Haya, you know what I'm saying? So enjoy this magnetic wave. Enjoy this vibration right now. This is all the creator. This is all the creation. This is all what you feel around you. This is the part that's going to give you sanity throughout all the chaos and madness. They need chaos to enact their order. You need to see through the chaos to see your order. You need to remove the hijacks. That's your chaos. Remove your inner chaos so you can hear again. You don't need to see. You need to listen. You need to hear. You will hear that vibration. You will get right back in that order. So let's go back to verse 7, because people don't understand. It says Babel. Well, who's Babel? Who's Babel? Who's Babel today? Who's the country of Babel? Speaking many tongues and many words. Where's Babylon today? Where was Babylon then? Let's go. Babel has been a golden cup in Haya's hand. So Babel, even the worst of it, has been a golden cup in the Creator's hand. So don't think the Creator doesn't have his hand in things and doesn't have the entire design and the entire system in his cup. He's given you your portion. He's judged his nation. Now it's time to judge the nations. His nation has been judged in front of everybody. We've got our ass kicked for everyone to see for hundreds of years. Now the nations will wake up and say, that's the way he whooped his children for their disobedience. What will be his wrath against me, against my seed? That's how he whoops his children. How does he whoop those that have afflicted his children? If this is how he whoops the people he loves, what is his vengeance and recompense for the people he does not? Oh, it's choosy, this frequency we're in. Yes, the Creator does not love everybody. That is hogwash. That is oysters. That is koi fish. The Creator is only order. And that which is out of order does not flow in the vibration of love, does not flow in the vibration of order. Esau have I hated, says your Creator. That is an entire bloodline of chaos. The same chaos against you today. These are your own brothers, your own family. And ain't nothing worse to the Most High than a family affair of brother against brother. And this is what it's been. So let's go. Verse 7. Babel has been a golden cup in Haya's hands that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken her for wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babel is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, be she may be healed. We would have healed Babel, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven. You don't think people is bailing out of this country already, knowing that the judgment on this corporation has reached the heaven? And they know there's a heavenly judgment against the chaos of the eradication of the natural people that were here and the people that were forgotten. The bloodshed to take and then say, but we rock the commandments, thou shalt not kill. But then they murder off just to get their gold and get their resources. And everyone says, yeah, it's the greatest thing. Make it great again. Do you read what they wrote when they found you here? The terrestrial paradise they found you in? Are we going to make it? Is America going to be the terrestrial paradise it used to be? Or should we forget? Thou shalt not kill, kill them all. Thou shalt not steal, steal everything. We'll have our new laws. And now we wake up indigenous to new laws. And thou shalt not kill and steal is just, up for your own, own play. You can play with that in court. You can say murder 1, murder 2, but then live off the bloodshed of the murder. You have to think about this. We live off the bloodshed of the murder. Everything around us is off the bloodshed of the murder. The dollar back, everything is off the bloodshed of the murder. And then we sentence for murder. And then we sentence for thievery. Everything we have has been stolen. And yet, what does the Most High say? Babel is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl and take balm for her. For her judgment reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Haya has brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of Haya. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields Haya has raised, the ruach of the kings of Madai. For his device is against Babel to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Most High, Haya, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babel, make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for Haya has both devised and done that which he spoke against the inhabitants of Babel. O you that dwell upon many waters, abundant in treasures, your end is come. So those that dwell upon many waters, you're abundant in treasure. All these people that's dwelling on these many waters, abundant in their treasures, abundant because of the bloodshed. Because they can take and they can steal. Or they can be of bloodlines that have taken and stolen, and they don't look back. And they say, it wasn't us. We were just born yesterday. We're just the descendants of those that invaded you. We're just the descendants of those that stole from you. We're just the descendants of those that murdered you, murdered your family, murdered your chiefs and priests. It wasn't us. Yet we have these treasures, you know. We have these treasures, you know. We have this land. We got, at some point, we got this land. We have, you know, this, this money. We don't know how we got all this money from this slave trade. Nah, man. Trading slaves. Stolen. No one looks back. They just got ahead. We're just ahead. But we didn't do it. But no one is saying, you know what? I'm going to give it back. I'm going to give it back however I'm going to give back, but I'm going to give it back. I'm going to give back what was stolen from you. Until you say I'm going to give back what was stolen from you, the Most High is planning to take it all. Until you give back. What is your recompense? What will you give back the Creator for what you've taken? And can you ever give back for the bloodshed, for the torment and torture and the death, for greed, for jealousy, just to hear the inward voice that you'll never hear? What does the Most High say? Set up the standard against the walls of Babel, make the strong watch, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for Heya has both devised and done that which he spoke against the inhabitants of Babel. O you that dwell upon many waters, abundant in treasures, your end is come, and the measure of your covetousness. Heya has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill you with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against you. He has made the earth by his power. He has established the world by his wisdom, and has stretched out the heavens by his understanding. Stretched out the heavens, stretched out the stars like a tent for you to dwell in. Stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he utters his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He makes lightnings with rain, and brings forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by his graven images. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the works of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Yahweh is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of inheritance. My people, what is your inheritance? You forgot you had one. To them it's normal to get inheritance. To get some inheritance is normal because they have it, and it's natural to pass it on. When you have nothing, you don't even think about inheritance. You just like, man, I just want to put a little something aside for my children. It should have already been aside for your children from generations ago. It was everything was yours. All you see was yours for your children. Now you just hope to get paper and plastic. Paper and plastic. You don't even see gold. You don't see treasures. They have your treasure. You are my battle axe and weapons of war, for with you will I break in pieces the nation. Let's get that back. The portion of Yahweh is not like them, for he is the former of all things. So you, sons of Jacob, daughters of Jacob, Yahweh, you are the former. You were hijacked. Now it's time to remember your former ways, your ancient ways. And Israel is the rod of inheritance. Heya is his name. You are my battle axe and weapons of war. You, Israel, children of the Creator, are the battle axe and weapons of war. With you I will break in pieces the nations, and with you I will destroy kingdoms. And with you I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with you I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With you also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with you will I break in pieces old and young, and with you will I break in pieces the young man and his maid, and I will also break in pieces with you the shepherd and his flock, and with you I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with you I will break in pieces captains and rulers. Everything's coming to pieces through the children. Who do you think you are? Are you a homeborn slave, or you born to be a slave forever? And I will render unto Babel and to all inhabitants of Cuzco, and all their evil that they have done in Zion. In your sight, says Hayah, behold, I am against you, O destroying mountain, says Hayah, which destroy all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon you, and roll down from the rocks, and will make you a burnt mountain, and they shall not take of you a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but you shall be desolate forever, says Hayah. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the shofar among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, Menasseh, and Ashkenaz. Okay, appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars, prepare against her the nations with the kings of Madai, the captains thereof, and the rulers thereof, and all the lands of his dominion, and the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of Hayah shall be performed against Babel, to make the land of Babel a desolation without an inhabitant. This is play. Up to Jay Stu for the encouragement. Jay Stu felt like we should be hearing this right now. Jay Stu said, hey man. I said, hey man, you know, supply me, man. Supply me with that energy, man. I'm with you, baby. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta love each other, man. We all gotta really listen. If we love, we'll listen. If we love, we'll listen. Listen to those around you that you love. In Babel, a desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babel have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might has failed. They became as women. The mighty men of Babel became as women. Your enemy became as a woman when faced with the power of the Creator. It turns mighty men to women. They have burnt their dwelling places. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babel that his city is taken at one end, and that the passengers are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war are frightened. For thus says Hayah, the Most High of Israel, the daughter of Babel is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel, has devoured me. He has crushed me. He has made me an empty vessel. He has swallowed me up like a dragon. He has filled his belly with my delicates. He has cast me out. The violence done to me and to my flesh be unto Babel. When he says me, he's saying the children that were destroyed by the king of Babylon in the Babylonian captivity. And we're getting into this. We're getting deeper into these timelines of when this happened. Was it in the 700s of the BCs and before the hijacks and after hijack? Or when you remove the hijack and You see how they shuffled your timelines and dropped something 300 years in the past, and then 1,000 years in the past, and then 1,800 years in the past. Switch it all around, switch the names, switch the places. They did this shit to you. They changed your times and laws. So I ask you, did this happen in the 700s something BC, or did it just happen in the 1200s? Is this the history of the 1200s? Did the tribes get taken over into Assyrian captivity, not in the 7-something-hundred BCs, but in the 1200s, 13th centuries? I'm talking all that Genghis Khan, all that situation happening simultaneously on you getting hijacked. You have to relate to this. They pushed it so far back in time that you can't relate to it. It just happened to you. The violence just happened to you. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babel, shall the inhabitant of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Kazdimah shall Jerusalem say. Therefore says, Hey, behold, I will plead your cause and take vengeance for you, and I will dry up her seas and make her springs dry, and Babel shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, and astonishment, and a hissing without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions, they shall yell as lions whelps. In their heat I will make their feast, I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, says Hey. Perpetual sleep. Perpetual sleep. Just like you were put in perpetual slavery by the Pope via the 1452 Diversas Papal Bull that put all enemies of Krishna, all enemies of their hijack into perpetual servitude. All the inhabitants of the Indies specifically into perpetual servitude. And if you have not looked up the dumb Diversas by now, just go do it. If you haven't looked it up by now, just click the link underneath and you will find the dumb Diversas 1452 Papal Bull. And you will see that you were put in perpetual servitude. And here the Most High says, I will put on them a perpetual sleep, and they will not wake up. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. How is Sheshach taken? Sheshach taken. All right, almost there. And how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babel become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is come upon Babel. She is covered with the multitude of waves thereof. Getting washed up in the wave. Her cities are desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwells, neither does any son of Adam pass thereby. And I will punish Baal, and Babel. Baal will be punished in Babel. Where's Baal? Here in America. And I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he has swallowed up, and the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babel shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Haya, and lest your heart faint. And ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babel, and her whole land shall be confounded, and her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heavens and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babel. For the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, says Haya. And Babel has caused the slain, as Babel has caused the slain of Israel. to fall, so at Babel shall fall the slain of all the earth. Yet that have escaped the sword, go away. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away. Stand not still. Remember, Heya, afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Come into your mind. Come into your mind. Let your heritage come into your mind. What happens when your heritage comes into your mind? You start to research. You start to communicate that. You start to build a framework, build a platform to work together and to assemble. And do what? Stand not still. Stand not still. Remember, Heya, afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Think about your home. Think about who you are. Think about Jerusalem. We are confounded because we have heard reproach. Shame has covered our faces, for strangers are come into the sanctuaries of Heya's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, says Heya, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babel should mount up to heaven. So they're going to try to go all the way up to the firmament. They're going to mount all the way up, right? What have they done with their little so-called space systems? And, you know, even though we know they don't go past the firmament, past the Van Allen belt. Even though we know this Jupiter situation is Nibiru. Nibiru is Jupiter, is Isis, is Jesus. All that is Abaddon and Apollo, the star falling down. That's Jupiter, people. What you're seeing is Jupiter. These are angels. These are not planets. This is not terra firma. This is this is what's happening. It's a meeting place. A meeting is occurring. But you're at the center of it all, and your order is over it all, connected to your Creator. Disconnected from your Creator, you're subject to the chaos. Connected to the Creator, you're subject to the redemption, to your inheritance. Almost there. Though Babel shall mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, says Heya. A sound of a cry comes from Babel, and great destruction from the land of Cuscadim, because Heya has spoiled Babel, and destroyed out of her the great voice. When her waves do roar like great waters, a noise their voice is uttered, because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babel, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken. Every one of their bows is broken, for Heya of recompenses shall surely requite. And I will make drunk her princes, and her wise men, her captains, and her rulers, and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep forever. They out their minds forever. See, you were asleep for a time. You were asleep for a time. They wanted you in perpetual servitude, but you were never meant to be a homeborn slave, Israel. You were never meant to be going to the slaughter forever, but you had to serve out your judgment. And now that you've been judged before the nations, the judgment that is to come is not for you. You have to come out of her. We are just planning ways, assembling, being creative together to come out. To not cause harm, to not cause hurt, but just to cause, comfort to those that, are being broken. To those who've been broken. You know what I'm saying? Praise the Most High, that comfort is showing and shining forth in this time. Let's get the end of it. So they're going to be put in a perpetual sleep and not wake, says the King, whose name is Heya. Thus says Heya, the broad walls of Babel shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with the fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. The word which Jeremiah, the prophet, commanded Sarayahu, the son of Nerayahu, the son of Masayahu, when he went with Yahu, the king of Yahuda, into Babel in the 4th year of his reign, and this Seheyahu was a quiet prince. So Jeremiah wrote in a Cepher all the evils that should come upon Babel, even all these words that are written against Babel. And Jeremiah said to Serayahu, when ye come to Babel, and shall see and shall read all these words, then shall ye say, O hey, you have spoken against this place to cut it off, to cut it off. Come out of her, cut it off. Regain yourself, regain your earth, regain your energy, your power, power up, come out the grids, come off, you know what I'm saying, take off all the plugs, and just learn to be and praise your Creator. And the nation of people that want to praise their Creator is Drop Nation, hijack free. Anything that we didn't already have, that we weren't rocking here already, you come here with the cross and say convert or die, take it back where you brought it. Because we got our commandments right here. And we were connected to the Creator only right here. And nothing was hijacking our energy. Nothing was coming in between. Now we get a New Testament from a 1603, 1611 remixed version of the King James, who colonized America and sent 2 patents through the London Company in 1603 and personally made a voyage here to colonize you, Negro, and take your records from Jerusalem and Peru here and take them back there and then write the 1611 and then write the New Testament. All that was brought to you later, after King James came here in 1603 and took your records and brought them back with a hijack and a smile. You were always fighting against this King James. You were always fighting against the hijack, the sorcery. You're under a spell. And some thought they was awake 10 years ago and just realizing you still sleep. But are you asleep perpetually? Or is it time to arise from your spell and connect with the Creator only, hijack free, only, with nothing in between you and your Creator, and thou shalt not kill and not steal, and vibrating with your Creator together? Let it be. That's all you have to be. Keep it simple. Be a nation of vibration. Be a nation of vibration. When ye come to Babel, and shall see and shall read all these words, then shall ye say, O hey, you have spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when you have made an end of reading this Cepher, this book, that you shall bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Pereth. And you shall say, thus shall Babel sink. So, I mean, after you finish reading this, man, wrap a stone around it and throw it in the water and say, that is Babel. That is the corporation. That is the hijack. And you shall say, thus shall Babel sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her. And they shall be weary. Thus far all the words of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51. Jay still got the drought. Love to all the family for the inspiration and the continued, heartbeat, the continued vibration. You know what I'm saying? From one man, that loves his loved ones, that fights for, all the truth around me, to be hijacked free around me. From all those that are doing the same around you on a daily basis. I know it's hard. I know sometimes you get your ass kicked. But ain't it cool, though, that when the pressure hits you, you always, always have a new pattern, a new design forms. You always seem to be reborn. I mean, don't you notice that about your life, that whenever you've gone through, more and more bullshit, more and more things are weighed on you, don't you just seem to rise better, stronger, faster, clearer. You're not getting broken down. You're getting built up. And this is the process. And this is the end of your suffering. And you got to make it through this final lap. You got to stay on that surfboard. And if you get washed up, be water. Get back on. You don't even need to just become it. Become the wave. Eventually, we all got to get rid of our surfboards. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, we all got to jump off the surfboards. We don't need no technologies. We all can just, backswim through this, man. Backstroke through this, man. So we just trying to get to that point, man. I love all in order. If you ain't in order, get your ass in order before you get rolled on. Love you.